G'day and welcome to my garage.
I've mounted the screw support in the collet chuck and just going to face that off and bring that down to round. Don't know what size yet. The others are all 38, but this is cast at 38, so don't know. I thought the piece was 40 when I made it out of timber, but I must have turned it down to a 38 by mistake. Anyhow, it doesn't really matter. I'll just match the handwheel up to whatever size this comes out at. Let's clean this up. Can't go too fast with the spindle speed. It's not balanced. Got a way to go yet. Nearly there. It'll take about another 5 hours though. The only thing with this aluminium, it sticks to the tool, but cleans up pretty easy. Oh, we haven't got too much more to take out of that face. This screw support is super glued to the mandrel. Okay, got a bit missing off that corner. Let's see, that's the mounting face to the slide, and it's on the outside. I'll have to blend that in. I'll see how that turns out, but the rest of the face is spot on. So what did we end up with in diameter? .94. Okay, I've got the face mill out. Since the face mill is still fitted to the machine, to the mill, I'll just true up the screw support. Okay, that's that side. Got that square. Right, here we go. Oh, you can't see it. It's mounted in here, but I've lost the I've lost my calipers to start with. There they are. The top was rolled over in the casting. That doesn't look right. 10 millimetres, I don't think so. Still reading 10. 0. Okay. 49.5. Supposed to be 50 mil, but I can always trim this down. That is 50.45. Take a little bit more, about half a mil more, and then I can when I face the top off on the lathe, I can, excuse me, I can make it a little bit thinner, reduce the thickness. Might have to build that corner up with some epoxy or something. I don't know. It is only the tail stand. It won't get used a lot. I'll think about it. Anyhow, that has, as far as using this face mill, that has got all 4 sides of that done now. Next is lathe work to clean that face up, bore the hole. Which way is it going to go? It's got to go that way. Oh, where is it? It's got to go that way. Now the next thing I want to do is square this end off. So I'll set up for that and bring you back. With the use of 2 squares, I was able to square that off with the 2 squares. Now, what do I do with the washers? All right. Done. beautifully squared off. So I've just got to file that smooth, make sure so I've got a bit of rock in there. So I've just got to file that off smooth. Make the two surfaces together. Make sure it's square to that. Beautiful. No, it's not too much smaller. I can easily mate it up with a file. Okay, be back later. Right, we have the, what is this piece? This piece gets fitted to the front of the slide, or the top of the slide, whichever way you want to, gets fitted here, and slides fore and aft so that it'll line up with the y-axis of the milling machine. The casting was a bit rougher than I had expected, but it's cleaning up well, and the thickness here is ample, so I can afford to take a millimetre off to fix that up. Yeah, with a bit of careful measurement and good luck. No, careful measurement. There's a slight flat on the top, if you can see that. It was a bit more than that after I had milled this top surface here, but it's just coming up right now. Now this is of no particular size. It takes a bushing to support the shaft with the cutter on it, so this doesn't have to match up to any handles or anything, so I can take this down to a size needed. I don't know what size it is actually, to tell you the truth, but whatever size comes out, that'll be the size. Currently it's 38 and a half. I can easily bring that down to 35, 36, something like that. It's well and truly out of balance, but I won't get too excited with the speed, and it should be okay. It's super glued to the mandrel that I used for the other piece, which was the screw support. Oh, the rain's stopped for the moment. Had a bit of a downpour there. It gets a bit noisy in the shed. Anyhow, let's continue on. Like I said, I only need to bring this down to clean it up. That's good. Let's see what I ended up with. 37.3. Like I said, there's no particular size. Alright, well, just got to bring this face back. Just clean that up. There's the lowest point is just here. I don't know why I'm wearing gloves on the lathe. Milling machine's terrible, but it's got aluminium handles. This has got steel handles, so there's no need for the gloves. Anyhow, I will continue on. Oh, the sun has come out and it's beautifully shining, but over the back there's a heap of rain clouds. Could have taken a deeper cut. Not to worry, it's an interrupted cut. I'll bring you back when I'm getting closer. Alright, I'm just doing the final pass to clean this up. Forgot to put my plugs back into the oil holes. I talked a little bit earlier about getting that the centre of the hole in the right place. I found I machined the top of the end of this boss up. I did that on the milling machine, and I found I had a crisper edge to I found I had an edge that I could find with that nicely machined off. Although it was still rough cast around the outside, it gave me a crisper edge to find to get that centre in the right place. So it wasn't by chance. I did put some thought into it. And I'll just run this out to the outer edges. This will be the final size for this bushing block. It's funny how you can find a sweet spot in an unbalanced item. Anyhow, that's nicely cleaned up. There's a very minor defect there, but that's not going to affect my decision on it. Now, I started off with about a 16.5mm casting, and I'm down to 14.5. 6 to be precise. So it took about 2mm off to clean it up. So what can look like a disaster can sometimes just work out nice. Now I'll put it back on the mill and take this surface down a little bit further. That's actually a hole in the within the casting itself. Nothing I can do about that. I'll just arrow dot that up, file it off, and that'll be done. That'll be finished for that. Just got to break these edges. This edge, which I have opened the garage, but I still didn't bring a file out. Doesn't matter. I'll just run this to the other side and turn it backwards. Or it might have been just quicker to go into the workshop, in the other side of the workshop. This isn't going to work with this one. I changed the tool position, that's why. Silly. And we just run it in the back edge there. That'll do. Beautiful. Turn it back to the correct rotation. Alright, I'll dismount this and work out what next to do. Well, I got that wrong. cut out the clamps for the tailstand slide, marked them out, drilled them in the middle, bright spark. So that's no good. I thought I might have been able to recover by drilling another set of holes in the specific area. And I thought, it's only a tailstand, how often is it going to come out? It's like the other thing I re-drilled, I can't remember now. So drill another set of holes, yeah, that'll be alright. I'll just use bolts and that'll cover most of the mistake anyhow. So I started drilling the wrong hole. Because these were only 3mm, they had to come out to 5mm. Drilling the wrong hole. So I started drilling the right hole next to it and it's a mess. They're scrap. So, starting with 2 fresh ones and hopefully I'll get these right. Leave it with me. I'm aligning this clamp because I've got a roughly machine surface on that side. I'm aligning this clamp with the other side. I didn't do it on the other clamps, but I should have done. That's pretty good. Now we just need to mark that off. And then the final hole, but that'll have to be done after those two I will drill and tap those 3 and then the final one gets done. I'll do that again. I will drill and tap these 3 and then I'll come back and do the final one because the clamp was out at the top of that. Right, I've mounted the first clamp. It's not, I haven't done any shims for it yet to the plate. I've still got to prepare the tailstand plate, or the way. At the present moment I'm doing the second side. Just thought I would chime in and remind you that you drill, tap the first one before you do anything else, and then drill tap the second one, or in this case I will drill it, peg it with a corresponding drill, and then drill the other 2 and tap. The one of the 2 plates that I stuffed up earlier I use as a guide, a template to drill these holes. So yeah, I'm off to drill that, tap it, and then come back and do the other 2. I'll see you after that. Okay, I'm back from the drill press and the vise. This has all been drilled and tapped. Now there's no shims made for this yet. That will come eventually. These bolts are too short, they're only 12mm. I like to put a 15 or if not 20mm. Well, 15's enough. That gives me, what have I got, 6, so that's 9mm into the aluminium. We'll just put it together so we've got all the parts. I've got the bolts on order. Let's see, I might attack, well, there's either the screw support at this end. I might do this plate next. When drilling this is the resting plate for Bush Boss. That's got to be an elongated slot in there. 3/8 I think it is. Yep, 3/8. Was it 3/8 by 2 3/8? So 2 3/8 inches long and a 3/8 slot, and he's using a 5/16 bolt here to secure it. Don't know what size I put in there. Anyhow, a little bit later, I'll mount this plate next. Don't know why I bothered to do that. I should just clamp it and spot drill it. Now, let me get a clamp and a drill. I've filed the surface down already. I'm just cleaning it up. It should be pretty right. Just blending in the the blade here into the screw support. The slide into the screw support. That's very good. Nearly went too far. I don't know what I'm going to do with this defect. I'll either file it or put it in the mill. Let's see if I can mill that somehow with a wood router. Just clean this one up. That blended in nicely. What have I got in router? Where are Emma's router bits? I have a number of router bits. We won't go Roman org or anything like that, although it is tempting, isn't it? There's a dovetail in here. Oh. These are half-inch shanked also. I'll go and see if I can set this up on the milling machine. It's on fire. Oh well, something wrong with that motor. I knew something was playing up, but yeah. Well, another motor, which means another mounting system. I've got a 1 horsepower motor, but it's not out of a wood lathe, so I've got to remount it all. All right, that's enough gibbering. It's the radio's going, motor burns out. I was in the process of machining this when the when the motor burnt out, so I thought I'd spin it up on the drill and just finish it off so I can pull this apart, and then I'll get back onto the motor.